Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at another update of our $1,000 crypto portfolio. So obviously we've been adding to this portfolio about $400 every 2 weeks, and we've been updating it every Wednesday, every week. And currently we're up still the same amount after that large dip. Now just be aware, I am expecting this dip to go down a little bit more. And of course we are adding some money today. So arguably we could be going down a little bit more than what we are right now. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't let that bug you. This series is here to help you understand that you don't need to perfectly time the market to still make some gains. So now that we have some money, we're going to be putting it into the market. Okay, so first and foremost, our portfolio is around the 3,800 mark. So I have some screenshots here, but obviously the price has dropped a little bit since I took these screenshots and added some crypto. But just to go over what we're adding. First and foremost, we're putting $200 of the $400 into Cardano. I've explained before exactly where I think Cardano is going to go by March. We know that there's a lot of news coming around. We have the Mary update, Gogeun, and that brings smart contracts and other functionalities to the Cardano network. So I am super bullish on where Cardano is going to go. And you know that I've already said that Cardano could hit $3 by mid to late March. And I still stand by that, even with this Bitcoin correction. And in fact, this Bitcoin correction could be the catalyst to really send altcoins off. So it's good to not worry about the dips and get in now. So we bought 188.67 ADA. The next crypto that we purchased is KSM. So obviously we've talked about Kusama before. I'm a big dot chain fan. And obviously I don't want to buy Polkadot anymore because, well, look at the price. We bought Polkadot for the first time on this portfolio for around $9. And so far it's far succeeded that. So we've obviously made a good portion of money on our Polkadot. You could argue as well, we've also made a lot on our ADA. So why did we put more in ADA and not in DOT? And I think that's just price potential, where ADA can go compared to where DOT can go. I am still a big DOT fan, and I actually hold more DOT in my personal portfolio. The one regret that I have about my actual portfolio, though, is that I didn't allow myself to buy a little bit more ADA in the early time. So obviously I wanted to pick a little bit more up in this portfolio and model it to how I would model it now. That is not to say that DOT is not going to do well. I think DOT is going to do incredible. I really do think that we haven't even seen close to what DOT could do once the DeFi is live. We do know we have big hype around the parachains, and we have so many updates for DOT in the DeFi ecosystem. So really, it's anyone's guess who's going to perform a little bit better. But out of experience, this is what I'm going with. Of course, we have a limited amount of money to deposit. So we're going to be depositing $50 into Cell Token. The reason why we're depositing $50 into Cell Token is because we got it at a pretty cheap price. It was close to the $5 mark. So we did get 9.76 Cell Token. I know Cell hasn't pumped and moved at all since its initial pump, but that shouldn't be what deters you from buying something. So we do know that the Celsius platform is enabling swaps within the wallet. So you're able to swap between cryptocurrencies. We do know that it pays some of the most competitive rates in the industry. And we do know that the Cell token is an attractive utility token, especially if you're using Cell to leverage loans or just gaining interest in Cell token. So for all those reasons, and when you look at things like Binance Coin and CRO, exchange tokens are super hot right now. So to pick up a wallet token with actual utility at this price, at basically the price that we bought it at, I'm going to do it. And I've actually loaded up a little bit on Cell in my regular portfolio as well. The last addition to this week is going to be VeChain. So we're adding 1,138 VeChain, which is obviously $50 USD. VeChain is something that has pumped a little bit, but hasn't pumped nearly as much as I think it can. And obviously we're getting it at a bit of a cheap price. Now it could obviously go lower depending on what happens with Bitcoin, but I do think VeChain is indeed in need of a pump. It's going to pump, it has to. So regardless, I think VeChain is going to be a really good hold. So obviously right now, the market's down, so we're floating it around, I'd say the screenshots are a little out of date that you're seeing there because obviously crypto moves so quick from when this video is going to be put out. But it's probably roughly around the $4,100 mark. So around there, $4,100 USD, which is good. We've made a good progression so far in terms of where we're at right now. I do want everyone to know that anyone watching the earlier portfolio videos, if you're getting in now, I wouldn't go back and watch those and base your investments on them because obviously I was buying DOT at $9 in just a month ago. What I would do is think of my methodology on how I'm deciding on what to buy. I'm often talking about why the market cap is low. I'm talking about, well, it hasn't pumped, so I'm going to put it now. And you usually see, if you can go back in those videos and rewatch those videos, that all those times that I went into something because it didn't pump, it often did pump the week after. So don't look at those portfolio videos as necessarily a model of exactly how to follow me, but think of it more as following the methodology in deciding in what to put your money in. Now, of course, I would recommend any portfolio have what I call the smart contract trinity, and that is Cardano, Polkadot, and Chainlink. You'll notice that ETH isn't in there. I do think ETH is going to do well. I do think holding a little bit of ETH is probably going to be beneficial to you in the long term. But we see how badly gas fees are hurting ETH's price right now, and we don't know when 2.0 is coming. So the reality is that ETH and its value is a big question mark after this bull market. So is it going to be beneficial to hold Ethereum? Probably. Do I think it's going to outperform DOT, Cardano, or Chainlink? I don't think so. But that's just me, and I'm just a random guy on the internet, and I know a lot of people like their Ethereum. I guess if you don't like that, just download. You shouldn't get offended by me saying that. Obviously, it is what it is. Now, just to recap, we've obviously seen some growth in a lot of our other altcoins, and Cardano has proven to be a good safe haven to hold some alts. Now, I would like to at least take a moment to talk about Reef Finance in our last video, because I do know a lot of people go back and play these videos in the playlist. After a little bit more research and understanding about the CEO and everything else, I do think that the project is still a risky project. It has some questionable figures around the project, but ultimately right now, I'm not overly concerned that it is a scam. I think overall the project is legit. I think they're just in way over their heads. And I think specifically right now, there's so much hype around anything DeFi. So crypto projects like Reef are getting so much exposure to the public and often just getting bombarded with both FUD and FOMO. We see this so much in crypto. And really, it shouldn't surprise anyone that there is going to be manufactured FUD around the missteps of a company. Now, I'm not telling you to invest in anything, but I will say this. I did re-enter Reef in my actual portfolio. And I re-entered it at the full capacity that I was before. So I was maybe out of Reef for roughly a day. Now, of course, it's easy for me because I have Binance and I'm Canadian and my US viewer base has a little bit more trouble with moving Reef around. And I would expect if you're trading on Uniswap or something like that, I would hold until you're absolutely sure you're going to have to do something with an asset. And a lot of people too are commenting on some of my other videos, specifically about Newton and talking about when they're sending things like USDT and services are taking a fee from their USDT. I just want to remind everybody out there that USDT is actually a Ethereum blockchain. It's an ERC20 token. So when you are trading in the ERC20 token or sending an ERC20 token, you are paying the gas fee, regardless of if it's Ethereum or if it's tethered. A good way to get around this is buying things like XRP and XLM from these services and then switching them over to the exchange. Now, I would like to say to the XRP haters and a good thing to the XRP subscribers that I have in my channel, because I know there are a good amount of you, and I know I don't talk about XRP a lot lately. But just know that this case is going to be settled and it's going to be right around the corner. Gary Gensler is being moved in to the spot of the chair. So once the SEC is able to come back to the table, I think Ripple and the SEC can find a settlement and we can finally get clarity for XRP. So I don't think we are going to miss out on this bull run. So if you are holding, keep on holding. I think we're going to go somewhere. And if you don't like XRP, I'll talk to you in a couple months. Don't let these dips get you too emotional. We discussed this in the last video, but I do want everyone to be prepared that we might dip a little bit more. So just be careful, be ready for that, buy the dip, But also you should be thinking about other things. Be aware that there are other bull markets about to happen and starting to happen right now. For example, the silver market is just going wild. So I'd recommend either buying paper silver or physical silver if you're willing to tolerate the premium. But the biggest thing that you can buy right now and cash out into is probably Pax Gold. It's the easiest way to buy gold for now. Hold it because we are going through a gold bull market. So just be aware when you are cashing out, instead of going into Tether and stablecoins, it might be better just to cash out into gold and just hold for a little bit. And also be prepared if you are buying gold. Make sure that you're ready for that, because that's a year-long or a couple year-long commitment. It's nothing like cryptocurrency where the bull market lasts for a couple months, right? Well, that's it for me, everybody. I hope everyone enjoyed this video. All right, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and happy hodling.